All right. Hello. What day is it? I don't even know. Thursday, October 12th. Man, I got into this trade here earlier. I took one out here. What was bothering me was this little bit of a roll here. It had rolled down just a little bit more here, and I didn't get back in when it popped up. So what's happened now is it's pulled up to this resistance area. It's broken through it. It's pulled back, and now it's popping back up to the upside. I want to watch. Yeah, I mean, I think we're good. You have this area that held once before. I'm just going to put a little line there so we can look at it. But I'm not super concerned with it. It's just one little hold up. I do have the zero line to be a little concerned with, but there's a ton of strength coming up to the upside, and we see what's happened at this zero line when coming up before. So, yeah, it held right here. I'm just going to... It's held a couple times. What may happen is it gets up here, comes back to the area, and then takes off. So I need to watch out, just look for all the signals that might happen. Just going to pull one tick behind here. There's our first signal that may happen. But we still have a ton of strength to the upside on our other charts. This takes off from here. I'm going to move it 2 ticks behind this little spot, which will be 2 ticks behind the... Alright, pull this back here a little bit. Still not pushing up like I need it to. Oh, another one sitting off here. Let's get rid of that. Been a little skittish lately with my trades. I'm going to go ahead and take this out because this really has a good area to pull back to. It may push up past here. You know, the higher time frame says that it will, especially the fact that the MACDs have exceeded here. But I don't want to wait for it to pull back and then go. So, and I really wish it would take me out. That's what happened with this one with me earlier. There we go. And here, maybe this is where it's going to run up. I do have the possibility of a double bar. We've got a lot of space to run back to the area. We had the potential for divergence, which is our first sign. I'm good with this exit because we really have a good area to snap back to. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of a stealing with all 3 of these bars here with the closes down at the bottom. You have a little stealing right here. You have a potential reversal bar. But, you know, according to this and according to this, we still have a ton of strength up. Just according to what I've seen, we have the potential for divergence and a good area to snap back to. Looks like a pretty darn good decision. So, you know, it wasn't, I would not say it was an intuition because, you know, we had a lot of things still pushing up. But it was more of, you know, we'd seen this happen before. We know what can happen when we get to this area. It's a good area that can hold. What's our first sign that this area is going to hold? Divergence. So we're going to see that divergence before anything else turns. Now, it can still go up from here. With the strength down in the MACDs, I'm not expecting it to right here, right now. It may pull down right to this spot and push up, but by that time, you know, the MACDs are going to be lower than the last time we were at this area. So that tells me that we might have a little bit of a turnaround. It really just depends on how things look here. EMAs are open to the upside, so we would anticipate long trades. Can we take the short to get to the long? Sure, why not? And there's plenty of people who were taking the short right as I was getting out of my long. Otherwise, the market wouldn't be going down. So, you know, there's just those things to keep in mind. You know, and guys, I'm sorry I have not been doing very many videos. I am really, really, really working hard on getting my curriculum up. It is a lot of work, and I have not gotten very deep into it. I'm also taking on more students these days, which is definitely keeping me busy, but I do have a vow to trade still, even though when I take on students, because I know what happens with a lot of these companies is they take on students and they stop trading, and their income becomes just simply coming from the students. And I enjoy trading, so I'm not going to be giving it up anytime soon. I am, however, taking on students who want to sit side by side with me. I do have an office space that we can go and sit. I have a student actually coming in 2 weeks that's going to be sitting with me for 3 days. I have the options to come for 3, 4, 5 days, really, whatever is best for you. And we just are going to kind of break things down, talk about everything as it's happening, really go in depth into some things that they're missing, and I am super, super, super looking forward to it. So, am I going to trade anymore today? Well, I have a call in about an hour, so we'll make that decision as we get there. Okay, so it pulled down and it pushed back up right here, but the MACDs didn't show anything about it slowing down anytime soon. It's come back down again. This is our next opportunity. I don't know that I'm looking to take the long trade right here, right now. We still have some angle between the last few BBs. It is coming right into the zero line. It's well above the zero line here. What I'd probably like to see is this curl in just a little bit more, so a couple more bars, maybe pull down, just hanging out right here, and give this time to roll a little bit, give this time to slow down, and give this time to pull down and just bounce right off that zero line. Or it could go from right here right now, but it's not as pretty as I like. Well, hung out here for a couple. It may go, but it's going to go without me if it goes from here. So it hung out here for a moment, and then it didn't really do anything. Alright, right as it was setting up, I got a call in from, my children's father, so there's some things you got to take. Which means that missing this, although I don't feel like I'm missing anything really. Yeah, it's starting to curl up here. I guess maybe because it's come a little bit lower than this pivot, which will happen. I mean, look at how it was really just trying to, and I say it like it has a nice little pullback into the area, and I say it kind of like it's got its own personality. But there are a lot of major traders that are looking for this area, and you can see it right here. And so it's done exactly what has been anticipated. I'm sorry that I didn't have much to show you today. There has been some good lessons in why exiting at certain places, in anticipating snapbacks, which, when I say, and again, you don't know, but I'm going to teach you. When you're pulling away from these EMAs, it's going to snap back to it. And when that happens, you're looking for everything to start to line up and just say, instead of saying, oh, here we are, we're at this area, just jump in and take it. So being at the area sometimes can work. And I was far too late on getting into this to really get good profits. It'd still put my risk at a good area, and that's what I really think about. Where's my risk going to be? Had I remained in this trade, it probably would have come back and hit my risk. Especially since I moved it up, and I did move it up pretty quickly right here. So those type of things, and I was really, this one I know I was premature in exiting. I did take a little bit of profit out of this one, and I lost a tick here, so I think I only gained a tick in total at this point. Here it's 3 ticks with 2 contracts, so what is it, a point and 1.75, I think, for today. Yeah, nothing to be super excited about. But yesterday was FOMC minutes. It was, this is the entire day, right here between these 2 white lines. So that's not much to just write home about. Yay, so excited. So when it pulled back here, I was on the phone and was not able to get in. But this is exactly what I spoke about if you listen to what I talked about a few minutes ago. I wanted it to hang out here for a minute. I wanted it to slow and roll for a moment, and that's exactly what it did. So it hung out there, it slowed, it started to roll to the upside, and you can wait to take the trade, but you can also see the EMAs starting to open up at that point. Can't really overrun the zero line. At that time, you'd started to get a little bit of a curve here in the MACDs, and so it was, apparent. Now, what told us that this wasn't going to follow through? Well, it pushes up, and guess what? You've got divergence again at that area. So that divergence is still really just holding. You had divergence between these two pivots. It pulled back up, gave you divergence again. MACDs are leading way, way, way lower here than they were at this point. So when it pulls up there, you want to see it follow through and push through. Same thing happened back here. It came down, MACDs didn't follow through, and so guess what happens? It pushes to the upside. And there's a lot of weakness. So the anticipations for this to push up were there, but the weakness is really just taken over for it to continue up right now. It has not rolled to the downside. It is still going up here, but and you still have a zero line. Heck, it may hang out here and take off, but I'm not going to try and trade directly into the area that's already held twice now. Man, you do have EMAs starting to open up. It's just you're stuck in a small, tight spot. So you'd want to see these MACDs really do a sharp turn up, but it may just kind of pull back, hang out for a little while. This bar right here was beautiful for the long, but you have double bars, you have a resistance area. So, and I just looked and my connection is lost. So I think I'm out of internet right now. Yeah, that's even better. Yep, nope, the internet's out. So, it may be further along than this. And that's another good reason that I've decided to stop trading. I stepped out for a minute and came back. I must have lost the internet at that time. So, that will wrap up today. And I will catch you on the flip side. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to help. You can always reach me at motivated.trader.love@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram if you want. It's under @motivatedmama, _motivated_mama. So, hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday and for the rest of your week or year or wherever you may be when you listen to this. So, peace out.